Hello all, welcome to Linguistics School's YouTube channel. Regularly, we are uploading the videos on phonetics and phonology, but for a change, we are here today with a new and very interesting concept in linguistics, that is a sign language. This concept is repeatedly asked and very important for UGC net examination and other examinations of linguistics. So please don't forget to take notes from the slides content by just copying into your notes, so it's become easy for you to revise before any examination. First, we will try to understand what is a sign language, and we also try to understand how it is different from the gestures and the emblems. Sign language is acquired by the deaf child of a deaf parents. So it is a natural language for a deaf child who are born to a deaf parents. They acquire it very naturally as we acquire our mother tongues, and it becomes their mother tongue. But it is also important to differentiate the sign language from the gestures and the emblems. Gestures are mostly used while speaking, may change from situation to situations. Let's say when I'm speaking, I draw a square on the air. I draw a square on the air. It means I may be referring to a box. Okay, like get that box, and I have drawn the square on the air. So it may convey as I'm referring to that particular box. If I'm talking about the book and I draw the square on the air, it refers to the box. So gestures may change from situation to situation, right? And there are three types of gestures, as you can see: iconic gestures, didactic gestures, and the beats. Iconic gestures, a reflection of the meaning of what is said. The example that I have given, referring to square to a box or a book, is an iconic gesture. And the didactic gesture is pointing out, is nothing but is pointing out to the things. Let's say, get that book, I'm pointing out with my hand. So they are didactic gestures. And we have beats, which are basically the short and quick movements of hands while we are speaking to accompany the rhythm of speech. This is habit of many of us. We tend to move our hands, okay, while speaking to accompany the rhythm of speech. Okay, as you can see here, we may act like thinking. We can say like we need to hold like shirt like this, okay, and we may post a gesture like this, right? So these are all the gestures. But emblems are the fixed prices. They are like a fixed prices, and they do not basically depend on speech. When you say thumbs up, it does not change contextually. It is like okay, or something is good. Okay, it conveys more or less the same meaning, but it is not the case with the gestures. As a result, emblems have fixed phrases, do not depend on speech, whereas the gestures may change from situation to situation. Okay, sign language produced by the use of hands perceived by the eyes, as with the natural languages, what we speak are produced by our oral articulators and perceived by ears. But the articulators are different for the people of sign language because they are produced with the hands and perceived with the eyes. Okay. And there is one more concept called as alternative sign language. It is a system of gestures. It is not a language. It is nothing but the gestures, but it has a fixed system of gestures for use in certain contexts where speech cannot be used. Is developed by people who use speech in normal circumstances. So this alternative sign language is not a natural sign language. This is developed by the people who know the speech. Let's say imagine you are in a library. Okay, you need something from your friend. so you cannot speak and he is very far away. Then you make gestures with your hand showing like pen, and this is nothing but the alternative sign language. Okay, and here we are talking only about the primary sign language, which is learned naturally for the people who do not use a spoken language with each other, and that is called as the primary sign language, and it has to be mother tongue of the children, deaf children especially, but a person who also know the speech can also learn the primary sign language, okay, as his or her second language or third language or number of any other language. So ASL as a natural language from 1960, following the work of William Stokes. It is very repeatedly asked question about American Sign Language. Okay, this is not recognized as a natural language before 1960, but it is recognized after the work of William Stokes. Okay, signers, in general terms, speakers, use 4 aspects of visual information, okay, known as articulatory parameters. And these articulatory parameters are shape, orientation, location, and the movement. These are very important for any examination of linguistics with respect to in the concept of a sign language. Okay, we will try to understand one by one. As we first will start with the shape. Shape refers to the hand shape or the configuration of hands, including the number of fingers used, whether fingers are extended or bent. As you can see here, 2 fingers are used, okay, and here the 2 fingers, but they are bent. This is a closed hand, it is a flat hand, these fingers are curved bent, okay, curved hand, claw hand, all the 5 fingers are used, all the 5 fingers are used, all the 1 fingers are used, okay, all the 5 fingers are bent. So this is a shape where talking about the number of fingers and whether the fingers are bent or extended. That is the shape of the sign language. And orientation. Orientation refers to the direction of your palm is facing for a particular sign. To make a particular sign, you need to direct your palm, right? So there are 6 orientations of palms: palm facing out, palm facing in, horizontal palm, palm facing left and right, palm towards under palm, palm up and down. As you can see here, facing each other, but horizontally, facing each other reversely. Okay, here they are in front of you, they are close together, they are flat. Okay, these are about the orientations of the forms, and 6 orientations, and this refers to the orientation structure of the sign language. And next, location. It is in parallel with the place of articulation. It refers to the physical place where the sign happens in reaction to your body. So here you can see the reaction happening at the neck, here at the chins or at the shoulders, we can say. Okay, so it is referring to the physical location of the sign happening with respect to our body with the sinus space. A sign can start in one location and end with the other location. As you can see, it starts at the shoulder and ends at the chin, right? So it is started at the one location and it's going to be end at the other location, and this location is with the respect to the body. As a result, it is called as a location, and it is in parallel with the place of articulation. And next, a movement. Sign can display different kinds of movements, right? Even the faster and slower also matters. Up, down, circle, forward, backward. As you can see, the hand moved from here to here, here to here, from hand moved from here to here, here up and down, you can see, like parallelly moving, and then down again. So this is referring to the movement. Okay, different kinds of movement: circle, round, forward, backward, slow, fast. These all fall under the category of movement. Okay, and the expression, this is not a part of the structure of the sign, but it also happens in nasal speech, but most of the space. This refers to the facial expressions or the body movements used to convey the additional meaning along with the sign. But we also do in our regular speech, in our natural languages, but it is more effective with the signs. As a result, it is also placed under the structure of the sign language. As you can see, 6 different kinds of expressions along with the sign language. Okay, so the 4 more important articulator parameters are shape, orientation, location, and the movement. Okay, these are very important, and the expressions, which is a non-manual and not part of a structure of sign language, but it is mostly effective with the sign language, and some may include it as part of sign language and others are not. So this is about a sign language. So please do take notes of all the content that is in the slides. Okay, if you have any queries with respect to any concept in linguistics or applied linguistics, you can always write to netjrfscholars@gmail.com. to subscribe to our channel Linguistic Scholars for more interesting videos in linguistics and applied linguistics.